Hey, it's Ted McGrath. So I'm going to teach you 3 tips right now on how to persuade people ethically and also authentically, which I think is really important because persuasion oftentimes is a bad word that a lot of people don't like to use from a sales perspective, or they don't like salespeople. So, my name is Ted McGrath, and I've created a brand called Message to Millions, which is all about telling your life story and message and getting your products, programs, and services to millions of people. But inspiring people is powerful, right? And storytelling is great for it. I'm also an actor, and I do a one-man play. So I tell a story for 70 minutes from the stage. I play 15 characters. We're also turning this into a feature film. And inspiration and persuasion from the stage or on a video or one-on-one is so important to success in life. And there's 3 tips on how to do it, okay? In persuasion, it's really about making 3 calls to action on anything you're trying to persuade people on. So I'm going to start with the 3 calls to action first on persuasion, and then I'll tell you how storytelling fits into it, and then I'll share with you the final one that you're really going to like, okay? In anything, when you're persuading people, you want to get them to take an action, right? And, I sell from the stage. I've sold programs that are $200,000 from the stage, $2,000 from the stage. I sell, on video. I sell on webinars. So the first thing when you're making an offer, persuading people, the first time you make the call to action, go to the back of the room or grab the free gift or click on the button and buy, you're 10% of the people you're going to inspire and persuade with that. So what I mean by that is only 10 or 20% of the people are really listening at that point. They're like, is he talking to me? Is this for me yet? They're not convinced it's for them yet. It doesn't mean it's a no. And that's a lot of times what people think. They're like, it's a no, oh my God, he said no. I got rejected. No. Trust me, I've done this from the stage, and it's like you make the first call to action and a few people, they start walking to the back of the room and you're like, oh my God, what the hell's going on, right? If you don't do the second and third, you miss out on like 80 to 90% of the people that you're gonna enroll, okay? And I've enrolled as high as 60% of my audience in a room before, 67%, okay? So first call to action, make it. You've given your presentation, whatever it is, you've talked to people, just tell them, go do this, right? The second call to action, right? You're wondering why people aren't moving yet because they're like, is he talking to me? And they've got considerations, they've got objections and things in their head, right? Well, what are the 3 most common objections? 1, I have to think about it. 2, I don't have the money. 3, I need to talk to my spouse or my partner. It's not the right time, could be number 4. So how do you handle that? Well, if you're presenting or you're one-on-one, you would address it in the second call to action. So you might say something like, hey, you're probably thinking something right now, like maybe I don't have the time to do this thing. Or maybe, I don't know if I'm going to get results if I do this thing. Or I got to talk to my spouse about this. So whatever you're thinking about right now, you can either think about it and continue to procrastinate. And really, how long have you been thinking about this thing? A year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? And I'm not talking about the offer right now. I'm like, how long have you been thinking about doing this thing, this dream, getting this product, getting this result in your life? How long it has been a problem or a pain in the butt for you? Stop thinking about it, get into action, and just go do this thing, right? Just look at this right now, and does it make sense to you? If it does, you need to get into action. You need to get off the fence. You need to get out of the chair. You need to click the button down below. You need to grab this thing, right? So that's the second call to action. You start talking to the voice in their head, right? Really powerful when you're doing this is you want to address the people who aren't considering buying. So you're going to go, hey, there's some of you sitting in there right now who aren't even thinking about it. You're just like, I'm not going to buy. And you think I'm not even talking to you right now. You think I'm too brand new for this, or I don't belong in this room, like I don't fit with the other people here, or maybe it's too soon for me. No, but I'm talking to you. And here's why this is a good fit for you as well. And then you go on and tell them why it's a good fit. It has to be rational reasons that make sense, that are logical. I don't believe in any of this, NLP stuff where you're hypnotizing people or using language patterns to get them to do things. I just believe in talking rational, logical sense to people and inspiring them to take action on the thing that they already want. The third call to action, tell a story. Storytelling can be really powerful. I'll tell a story about, when I gave out the send-off speech for my my grandmother when she passed away, at the funeral where I got chosen to give the talk. And you know, it was very personal for me, and it was very powerful, and it was something near and dear to my heart. And I wanted to tell a story that was real and authentic and emotional, because there's a group of people in the room or one-on-one that you're sitting with that they don't get moved as much by the logic. They get the rational aspect of it, but they need the inspiration, they need the emotion. And if you don't provide them with that, and I love it because storytelling, if I'm pitching versus if I tell you a story, right? When I tell you a story, you forget about the presentation, you forget about whatever I'm trying to persuade and inspire you on, you just lost in the story. The final call to action, get those final groups of people to actually move. And then the final thing, I told you the final thing I was gonna give you, right? You're like, what is the final thing? The final thing is, when you're one-on-one in a setting, the best way to persuade somebody is know their number one goal. You know, I've often said, I say it all the time to my sales team, I'm like, don't sell the product, sell people on their number one goal. My mentor said a long time ago, a friend of mine, his name's Dan Sullivan, and I was like 22 years old at the time, right? And there's all these guys making 7 figures in the room. You know, now I'm that guy making high 7 figures in the room, right? And he said, Ted, see all these guys, you know, making all this money? He says, some of the most successful people in this room, they're not sold on their own bigger future yet. He says, that's why I have a job. If you want to persuade people, sell them on their number one goal. And that first starts by getting them clarity, getting them clear on what that goal is. Clarity, what is that goal? And if they're clear on what it is, and they know what they want, then you sell them on that, and you link your product to their number one goal. All right, those are my 3 tips on how to persuade people. All right, hope it serves you. I'll see you soon, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also, if you like this, leave a comment down below. I'll take a look at it. And that's it for now. There's some other videos that'll probably pop up here, so you can go check out more of my videos. Cheers, guys.